Black Ram 313 back at it again. You know why? Because you know this is Therapeutic Man. Back again with a live therapy session. First off, on this channel, my channel, I seek to cover a variety of subjects. At the end of the day, this is an Earmore channel, closely associated with MGTOW. However, there are men who still desire to pursue goals, men who still desire to pursue women, men who still desire success in many different ways. So today, gentlemen, family, I have with me a very distinguished gentleman. I'm going to chop up some game with a gentleman by the name of Kevin Samuels. Brother Kevin, are you with me?
Oh yeah, hey, what's going on, background? What's going on, folks?
Good to see you. I'd like to thank you, first of all, for coming on to the channel to grace us with your wisdom, your know-how, your intellect, your intelligence to promote and to support the manosphere, to help us all out in this walk of life and this thing of ours here. So I'd like to officially welcome you to the Black Ram Live podcast.
Oh, appreciate it. Appreciate it. Thanks, Mr. Plex. We're getting started already.
Oh, we're getting started already. Okay.
You know,
I'll make sure when my moderators come in, we'll take care of that.
no problem.
But yeah, so before we start, who is Kevin Samuels?
Well, I'm just a guy on YouTube trying to help guys become the best version of themselves. My background is deep and varied, but I'm an actual professional menswear image consultant and a corporate image consultant. So in short, when I help package people, and a big part of image consulting is a lot of guys don't understand that image is a tool to help you get what you want. It's not about a clothing brand. It's not about how much money you spend. You use a screwdriver to screw things in. You don't use a hammer to drive a screw. You use your image to get what you want. Image is not fashion. Image is not style. Image is unspoken communication. In the first 7 seconds of somebody meeting you or seeing you for the first time, they make 11 different assumptions about you that stick, and it is near impossible to get those to change. It's in your primitive brain. You can't really do anything about it. We all do it. So understanding that and knowing how to hack your image to end up giving yourself a cheat code to life is a smart thing for any man.
Image and style.
Mm-hmm.
Can you give us just a little bit more information on the difference between image and style? Because
Okay.
I've never heard such a distinction before.
Yeah, see that's a big part of why guys don't prioritize it. Style is how you wear a hat, how you wear a suit, how you accessorize a suit. Style is much more. It's kind of like it's your signature thing. Image, plainly put, is based on four things. One part is your appearance. That's what people see. The next part is your behavior, how you act. Third part is how you communicate, speak, or write. And the fourth part is your digital footprint, your online persona, ABCD. Your appearance, behavior, communication, digital footprint. All of that together is your image. Everybody, like it or not, needs to think of themselves like a personal brand. Every people who are in a chat room are probably on a mobile device. That is that news studio with a camera and a microphone. So you have to think of yourself as, a personal brand, meaning this. we used to call it reputation. If you ask somebody what their personal brand is, or who they, or what their image is, or one word they associate with themselves, inevitably they get it wrong. Your personal brand is what people say about you when you leave a room.
Mm,
That's your reputation. That's your image. And we've always been taught guard your reputation with your life.
absolutely.
48 Laws of Power. That's one of the chapters. Think back to this. You know, no matter how old you are, if somebody say, "Hey, man, you remember Keisha or you remember Rob? Had him in Miss Hendricks' class." No, I don't remember. You remember, man? He was the dude that sat in the back. No, man, I don't remember. He got that kind of bushy hair. No, man, I don't remember. He was a dude that used to pick boogers. Booger Rob. Oh, Booger Rob.
Good
That's
point.
his image.
Good point. That's
He
it.
could be a Supreme Court justice. He's Booger Rob.
Mm-hmm.
And people say, well, this image stuff, this stuff don't matter, man. It matters more who I am and my qualifications and my characteristics. We're gonna get into that later, and I'm gonna blow all that out of the water because at the end of the day, what I do is I help guys understand the importance of image and show you how it actually saves you money and helps you get the things you want out of life.
Mm. Very, very, very interesting. I never ever thought about it in those terms, and I didn't know that there were so many, uh, that it was so intricate, the parts of image and style. And
Mhm.
of course, for those who are looking to advance in their careers, those who are looking for business opportunities, I can see the role that image and style can play. And thinking about what you said, the digital footprint. This is a brave new world.
Hmm.
I'm 40, so I remember a time before YouTube, before touchscreen cell phones,
Hmm.
and in this new age, even now, employers look at Facebook pages,
Oh yeah.
uh, which is something new. I'm like, wow. I mean, social media has really become a normal part of our everyday lives. And
Hmm.
as you said, a digital footprint. So your reputation on such social media platforms in some fields of work and careers can make you or break you.
In
So
most,
yes.
I'm that guy they bring in. I said I'm a corporate image consultant. Companies bring me in to where to sit behind a glass screen or sit in interviews and just evaluate their image.
Hmm.
My opinion can make or break high level candidates or just average everyday candidates because you as a company, if they're going to hire Black Ram 313 as the vice president of small business development,
Hmm.
you are, oh, you're in charge of money and a lot of people. A wrong hire or a bad hire, especially in a day of 24-hour news coverage, all this other thing can sink a company or a brand.
Hmm.
So, you know, gone are the days of being able to bullshit your way through.
Absolutely.
And the people here's the thing, the people who, you don't have a lot of image consultants on YouTube because honestly, people in my with my credentials and what I do, you used to have to make at least $250,000 or up before they'd even look your direction.
Oh wow.
Politicians, the top 5%, the people who have personal trainers, who have nutritionists, and they understand the power of their image
Hmm.
and they're willing to go ahead and put the funds behind it. I decided to actually come to the middle market and say, you know what, I got to educate people more. And I used to style women, I still do, but I really want to focus on men. I style from the street to the boardroom.
Hmm.
The things that I was doing for the people who in Hollywood or politicians, yeah, I was a part of their team and I was a part of helping their brand go, part of their PR. But being able to turn back into the middle market, I'm changing guys' lives.
Hmm.
I have a client last week who met her on YouTube. He's doubled his income this year because he just got another job based on just being able to prioritize his image. Now, he had the skill sets, but
Hmm.
he just wasn't putting his best foot forward. So I go back to how we kind of got this started. A lot of guys, especially when I came to YouTube, to the black side of YouTube, had their hands way up, wanting to fight. You a fake, you a fraud, this is bull, superficial, and all this other kind of stuff. And I'm like, black men have the most to gain out of any group of men on the planet from prioritizing their image. And it doesn't have to be a corporate black man. I'm talking about the average, everyday dude walking down the street.
Definitely, we definitely have something to gain from such endeavors for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So, would you say, what would you say specifically, brother Kevin, was your inspiration to start a YouTube channel? Because you mentioned that you are corporate,
Mm-hmm.
so you're obviously not here to make a dollar. So, what
Oh,
inspired you to come on YouTube specifically to help brothers out? Let me just shout out Brian Tim. Thank you for your donation. And C. Douglas says, game with Black Ram 313 style with Kevin Samuel should be solid. Thank you, brother C. Douglas.
well, as an image consultant, I mean, and I am here to make money. I make no bones about it. I'm building a brand. Uh, People on YouTube that were on here before me, Alpha M, Aaron Moreno, three and
Mm-hmm.
a half million subscribers, Real Men, Real Style. Now they're teaching men's fitness channels. You have all these guys out here with style channels. I got here and I was the first black man on YouTube in this space. There's two of us now.
Mm,
I came on YouTube because this is just a pipe,
I see.
a platform no different than, well, with different nuances from Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter. Before I was here, I ran an advertising agency. I was in advertising and marketing sales for 15 years, and I ran my own boutique agency for about 4 years. So YouTube was a platform for me to get out here and make content, make my videos, go out and talk about the things I talk about, and help me monetize and promote my business.
Mm,
But a lot of it is me actually just being able to educate, because what I'm talking about is not, hey man, the 5 shoes you need to have for the spring. I'm doing something different than any other men's style channel is doing. I actually do live streams. I teach. I'm teaching guys who never understood those four things I just told you. Never even thought it mattered. Never had the dots connected. And I'm teaching them why it's so important. Because here's where the rubber meets the road. Your personal opinion about it doesn't matter. If you don't think it's important, it's like saying, you know what, the system's corrupt. I'm not going to vote for either polity. I'm not going to vote for either candidate.
mhm,
Well, the no decision is a decision.
mhm,
And I saw too many guys losing because no one was taking the time out to say, you know what, this is why you have to do it. And here's the reason why a lot of those dudes don't do it, because they don't know how. They're just stylish guys. They're not actual image consultants. They're not really qualified to actually consult with guys one on one. I just came from a conference in Atlanta with 500 or so of the most of all those influencers I was talking about.
mhm.
Uh, of all the people who were in attendance, three of us were actually certified image consultants.
Wow.
The
Wow.
rest are, but many of them have channels with hundreds of thousands of millions of followers. Um, but they're just talking, and they're good guys, but they don't actually talk to have clients, and they don't do consults. So um, I saw a need, and I decided to fill it.
Very, very, very interesting. So, just real quick. So, you are a personal image consultant and also a
Corporate.
corporate image
Mm-hmm.
consultant. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And you have worked in the corporate world for a number of years
Mm-hmm.
with companies, with agencies, and
Mm-hmm.
individuals on style and image. So I just
No,
want
my,
that to
no,
be.
so my background is this. My background is in chemical engineering. That's where what I went to school for.
Mm.
I After a year and a half of working in the oil and gas business, I decided I hated it. Quit that and started waiting tables in Houston.
Wow.
Fell backwards into a job working for MCI, selling long distance, business to business telemarketing. My background is 25 years of business to business corporate sales. That the guy who had, base salary, commission, expense account, company car, flying around, golf course. That's me.
Mm.
Uh, and I did that for 20 plus years. It was split between telecommunications. There was a segment in office products, and then there was a segment in advertising and marketing. when Google and all these things first hit. I was in that wave selling pay-per-click advertising. I've sold newspaper, billboard, TV, radio, magazine, direct mail. Um, I've written code. Uh, I've done a lot of things. So much so that when I looked up, I was making all these other companies multiple millions of dollars, and I wasn't taking 10% of that home. I was taking less than 1% home. So, like a lot of salespeople at the time, I broke off in the advertising thing, and we went and started our own boutique agency.
Hmm.
Uh, and it was doing, advertising, sales, marketing, and PR. One of my legal clients, one of my attorney clients, actually was meeting with her, and she said, "You know what? I got to put everything we're doing on hold," which hurt my feelings because that was going to be $5,000 worth of PR coming into our business a
Wow.
month. She's like, "Because I have an interview with the governor for a judgeship." He's like, I was like, "Congratulations." But the problem is, she's like, "I don't know what to wear. I dress like a Oompa Loompa." I was like, "Yeah, well, you know." She's like, "But you're always so nice and stylish, and you run my PR. Is that something you can help me do?" I'm like, "Well, I can make some suggestions." And she's like, "Well, how much would you charge for that?" Ding, 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 ding. Um, so the business was already kind of going it's a different direction because the partners had a different idea. So I went and Googled what it is I would be doing, and it came up image consulting. Looked at what were the qualifications, what was necessary. Saw a video that Aaron Moreno did, and I said, you know what? That's what I should have been doing all along. But unlike a lot of folks on YouTube, I actually went out and did all my certifications, testing, schooling. So when I say corporate image consultant and personal image consultant, that's because I've had to. They're markers and they're things you have to go through. You can't just call your. A lot of people call themselves stylists, but not everybody is an image consultant. You have to actually go through testing, training, certifications, be recognized for that kind of stuff.
Hmm. Wow, that's very, very, very interesting life you've lived. A
Oh man, yeah,
lot of experience.
yeah, yeah. And I'm 49 years old, so I'm older than a lot of cats. People don't say you don't look it, but I'm like, well,
Definitely don't look it.
image.
Absolutely.
You gotta
Image,
take
image,
you
image.
gotta take care of you.
And you know what? A phrase comes to mind. And when we dealing with day-to-day operations, going about our daily lives, it seems as if, because I didn't think of this before, images almost everything.
It is.
Because we live our lives socially. Now a lot of us are Ibmore, a lot of us are MGTOW, and we like to kind of stay away from the crowds and stay away from people for the most part. So when I first ran across your channel, I'm gonna be honest, brother Kevin. I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, nah, that content isn't for me. But as I listened to
Mm-hmm.
you more and more, and I was like, wow, image does play a role because no matter who you are, unless you can live richly on an island somewhere,
Yeah.
your image does matter.
Right. Dude, BGS asked me to do a video about Lawrence.
Oh yeah, the from the TV show, right?
And the funny thing is, you want to talk about the dichotomy. That very same video I did for BGS got all that hate and vitriol on his channel. But on my channel, it was the complete opposite.
Hmm.
Love. And I'm like, see, but the funny thing is, the guys on my channel get it. And
Yeah.
that's why I was like, this is the problem.
Hmm.
Black men don't understand that how much image is. So I said, you know what? Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna teach you. But here's what I'm gonna do when I'm gonna teach them. I'm gonna teach them and then I'm gonna challenge them. And here's where we're at right now. Now people are starting to come around and understand it. You know what? What I thought, unlike a lot of other guys from other communities, I didn't have that knowledge passed down to me from my daddy or my grandfather, or whatever. I had my walls up. Now I understand how important image is, but I also make it accessible and show them how they could do it. And now there's a decision that has to be made. It's like, okay, now you know the images is so important. What you gonna do about it?
Hmm.
Oh, I'm broke. I don't have the money. No, it don't. It don't cost. It's cheaper.
Hmm.
Now it's a challenge. Now it's like, see, I remove the excuses.
I see. And
But
we should be concerned as men with style and image, not just image but style as well. Because
well, go ahead.
correct me if I'm wrong, because but your style is part of your image, correct? So one goes before the other, correct?
Image comes before style.
Okay, image comes before style. Okay.
Black people in general have always had style. Style is just, you know, what do Southern how do East Coast rappers different from West Coast rappers than different from Southern rappers? It's just a style, it's a flow,
I see.
but it's all rap. Who's
So
better? Who was better? Biggie, Pac, who was better? Outkast, who's better? Well, the people in Atlanta may think, Outkast first album, Southern Playlistic Cadillac Funky Music, the Goody Mob, but it was all that same thing. What about No Limit? Mr. Cole, that was his style. Juvie, style.
Mhm.
Everybody has a style. That's your flow. But at the end of the day, image is the same. And I'm glad that Jay-Z dropped that his latest album talking about trying to give $1 million a game for $9.99. Jay-Z, Marcy Projects, but he wears Tom Ford. You want to say he's a sucker or whatever, blah. He's played in both worlds. And actually, that's what I want for guys to realize. You don't have to walk around in a suit and tie and be all these things. But see, so many men, especially brothers, got so many negative things. They're like, oh man, I don't want to do that. It's like, well, wait a minute. You got negative connotations about dressing in a suit, and other groups of men don't have that. It's almost bizarro world over here. So a lot of reason why a lot of image consultants and stuff with behind closed doors in corporate ministers, I don't want to go to that over there. That's too much education, too much training I got to do. And at the end of the day, they ain't gonna want to pay what they got to pay. So I just go over here and work with the people who already know.
Wow. So as men, black men in particular, is it important for us to personalize our own individual style?
What do you mean?
So for instance, you have certain looks that is almost universal in black communities. Yes. And everybody know what I'm talking about. So this is the universal black male style.
Okay.
Air Force Ones, blue jeans,
right,
white t-shirt.
Right.
So that's the universal style, and the only the one thing that goes along with that is the hoodie. So when you see that, it's almost like a hood or street uniform.
It's a hood uniform, right? And that comes along with and this is where one of the first videos I made about dropping the Jordans, I had people, Jesus, you'd have thought I said I want to you bang your mama. Because I said, drop the Jordans. What they didn't hear is I didn't say you can't wear Jordans. It just says there's a time and place for everything. Men, period, have to prioritize their image. There's an appropriate way to look in your teens, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s. You dress for outcomes, results. People treat you the way you present yourself.
Let's say that again. People treat you
the way you present
yourself.
If you're getting poor treatment, you're presenting a poor image. Now, the first thing people who resist what I say are going to go to extremes. Well, what about Trayvon? Well, what about such and so forth? If you've already lost the argument when you go down that damn extreme. You know what I'm talking about. Let's talk about the uniform you just said. Jeans, t-shirt, Jordans, hoodie. All right. A teenager. If you're on a college campus, you're 40 years old, you're dressed inappropriate for a 40-year-old man.
Yes. Let me let's just think about that point for a second. So Jordan gym shoes. I've actually never had a pair. I always thought they were too expensive. But Jordans are pretty much every.
Let's put a tag there by the word expensive too.
Okay, that's every man's dream shoe. It's like a cultural phenomenon for the past 3 decades. Some people even use them as a collector's items.
Right.
So you're saying that when not playing basketball, we should keep the Jordans in the closet?
I'm saying that Jordans aren't even used to play basketball.
Oh, wow.
the, every man there, because this is the where the professional part comes in, the data, the facts, the science of image. 5 shoes a man needs: a lace up, a double monk or a single monk, some sort of boot, some sort of loafer, and some sort of driver. You don't need Jordans unless you play basketball. I'm a cyclist and a martial artist. I don't need Jordans. I need running shoes. I need cycling shoes. So we talk about that. Those are lifestyle choices. And most of the guys who wear Jordans ain't seen a basketball court since junior high. So miss me with the fact that you gotta wear Jordans. Let me put that over there. Number one. Number two, dressing age appropriate. Go over that uniform you just said, t-shirt, jeans, hoodie, Jordans.
Mhm.
Look at what I'm wearing. I am wearing a white t-shirt, jeans. This could be a hoodie if it had a hood.
Mm. But that's a much more, I don't know the appropriate term, but that's a much more
This is called streetwear. And this is a double monk strap shoe. But you know what happens when I walk out of the house? I am dressed in the same stuff. So it doesn't take any more time to put on this than it did to put on the hood uniform, right?
wow, absolutely.
But when I walk
Absolutely.
out, I look appropriate for my age, and people treat me a certain way. It's state people smile, people are more friendly. Get pulled over by the cop, I get a different treatment.
And let me say this, brother Kevin. What you're wearing right now absolutely commands a certain amount of respect, and
Yep.
it looks very dignified. Something that us as black men we need to appropriate.
What you want people to respect you, you got to respect yourself. And the whole Jordan thing, the reason I made that video is because no other group of men fight for their right to wear goddamn Jordans. Name me a group of men 30 plus who wear Jordan. I mean, I'm not talking about the collectors or the sneakerheads. Collectors are a different breed. But I'm talking about any group of men. They're just not fighting for their right to wear Jordans. You don't have a knockdown, drag out argument over Jordans.
True.
Because, and the thing is, you can have them, but is it just style? Does it fit your style, personality? That's something guys need to understand. Every style is a communication. It's a personality. It looks you dress a certain way to communicate certain things.
Wow.
Jordans are much more part of athleisure, hip hop, street artists. If that's your style personality, that means you need to be working in that industry. You need to be an artist or something like that in order to pull that off. You wear that and work on Wall Street,
Mm, absolutely.
um, or vice versa. Um, so what image ends up doing with guys is it makes you accountable. It makes you accountable for the outcomes. The outcomes you have are based upon, in large upon, the way you treat, the way you present. You are what you attract. Are you attracting a certain kind of woman, even if you're more MGTOW? Are you getting treated a certain way? See, what I end up having a lot of brothers talk about is how the world treats them, and I'm
Mm,
like, well, look at how you're dressed, and it's like, well, fuck them. It's my
mm,
right to wear this, and I shouldn't have to do all this. And I'm like, well, no, no, image is everything, and it affects people. You
mhm.
know the game, you know it. You do the same thing. A lot of times we just want to do what we want to do.
So
And, you know, I attribute a lot of that to a lot of us being raised, me, myself included, by our moms. We end up being like, man, I shouldn't have to. Men don't think like that. We're logical. If you show a man a better way to do something and it's something that he's doing anyway, he's going to do it the other way. He's not going to sit there and say, you know what, I'm going to do it the harder way just because, that's what's up. I'm keeping it real. Keeping it real goes wrong a lot.
yes, it does. Yes, it does.
So the reason I decided to do this is because, one, I'm qualified to do it and teach. Like I told you, I speak at the University of Oklahoma, Oklahoma State, Langston University, HBCU. I speak at about 14 different colleges and universities in the fall and spring, and I go teach at the business school or the law school. I'll be speaking at Langston in the next 3 weeks at the Black Males Matter Summit,
Hmm.
and I'm not even charging them. I do it pro bono because I know for a fact that if I can help young black men or young black people understand how to use their image as a tool to get what they want and make and actually be able to make it line up with who they authentically are, you'll have a better life because you're gonna have just better outcomes on the macro, on the big scale, and on the small scale.
Absolutely.
There's just no downside to being the best version of yourself. There's just no downside to it.
You're listening to Black Ram 313 with our distinguished brother, Kevin Samuels. We're talking today about image and style and the importance, I'm sorry, thereof. Um, Brother Kevin, you said something that was very key. So you are going to talk to young men, young people
Mm-hmm.
about the importance of image and style. You are a person who is literally giving back to the community and actually are there for our people. So I have to take time out to commend you for that because a lot of us we talk a good game,
Mm-hmm.
but there's nothing like someone that is in the field that is actually doing this. And to my audience, a link to his channel, the brother Kevin Samuels. I'll put it in the chat. Go and subscribe and support. He is here for us, and it is all about us. And again, brother Kevin, I'd like to thank you for coming on.
Thanks.
So my next question for you. So we talked about the Jordans. We talked about the importance of image and style and what inspired you to do your channel. Um, Style on a budget for a minimalist. And let me get to the reason why I'm asking this question. So again, when I first ran across your channel, the first thought I had was like, oh, that's not for me. I don't need to be concerned with image or style. I'm a minimalist.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm a more of an in the shadows type person. And I remember I was listening to one of your live streams and I asked you the question of, is it a such thing? Because I automatically assumed that image and style would cost a boatload of money.
Right.
So is there a such thing as style on a budget for a minimalist like myself?
Um, Again, yes. So I direct you to what I'm wearing right now. Well, first off, let's start with this. Start out with this. The average person does not wear 70 to 80% of their clothes. 70 to 80%. That means you got 7 or 8 out of 10 different items of stuff in your closet that you skip over. If I said, you know what, we're going out, we're going on vacation, or we're going out to dinner, we're going to a club, we're going here, such and so forth. If I told you we're going to go meet a distinguished person, you know what you'd reach for and grab. Everything else you've reached over is probably a waste of time.
Mm.
So the thing is, a wardrobe is not bought, it's built. It's built to be highly functional, integrated, and to have multiple uses out of one piece. Minimalism is what classic masculine style is all about. Take the simple t-shirt. I'm wearing it right now. T-shirt, you get a nice quality Pima cotton t-shirt that holds up to washing. This one shirt, I put more money into it than I would put into a pack of 10, but I'll have this shirt longer than all 10 of
No,
those.
no, no. Wait a minute, brother Kevin. You said what type of cotton is that again?
Pima.
Pima cotton.
Mhm.
Can you
So
explain? Can you tell us a little bit about that material?
Pima cotton is it's softer, just structurally. It's a better grade of cotton than what we see in the Fruit of the Looms or Hanes. See, a big part of style, and I put a tag on this. Men think about price. We
Mm-hmm.
don't think about value. And
Mm.
that's the problem. When you buy cheap, you buy thrice. Cheap is the most expensive shit I know of. Guys who are cheap end up spending so much damn money. Even I was on O'Shea's channel one time, and I was talking about how it is logistically impossible to make a quality, good pair of dress shoes for under $150. And the guys were basically shitting in their pants trying to argue with me. And he's like, you know what? I bought this pair of shoes for $60. And you know what? They look cool, but in 4 or 6 months, he's like, they've already creased in this. And I'm like, yeah. And you replace those, every 6 months to 2 years. I got shoes in my closet that I've had for 10 years plus.
10 years.
The shoe I just held up, if you recall, that shoe has been around for 15 years because there are certain things you invest in your quality. Investment, shoes, you need to spend the most money on. You're on your feet more structurally, all the reasons why. But then as far as being a minimalist, let me answer this. White t-shirt, fundamental part of every man's wardrobe. It's a V-neck. Jeans, dark denim, dark blue, almost black. No distressing, no tears, no rips, no such and so forth. And then I just have on this nice nice zip up streetwear thing. I look cool. I'm dressed down. I could throw on some Stan Smiths with this or my double monk strap shoes. But guess what? I could also take this off and go throw on a cashmere sports coat and look dressed up. I could, you can get multiple different wears. I got something for you. Talk about a minimalist. You notice if you look on my channel, I'm primarily in monochrome colors, black, white, gray, blue. Right there, black V-neck cashmere sweater.
And let's see the other one. Okay.
Black t-shirt. T-shirts, a big part of any man's wardrobe. I have a video where I take 9 different clothing items and I make 21 days plus worth of outfits out of them.
Out of 9 items, 21 days? Wow.
So now I could just take these things, accommodate and consolidate. Jeans, black t-shirt, jeans, white t-shirt, jeans, black t-shirt, pullover, jeans, white shirt, pullover, jeans, white shirt, pullover, change the shoe. It all minimal. Here's the first thing a guy needs to prioritize. Fit is more important than anything else.
Let's say that. So that slowly. Fit is more important than anything else. I found that out recently. So definitely, I've experienced that. Fit is more important.
So here's my tagline: fit over fashion. Fit over fashion. The average guy is wearing his shirt size, one size too big. I am 6'4", almost 200 pounds. Donnell, you cannot answer the question. Anyone that follows my channel, you can answer the question. Guys, 6'4", almost 200 pounds, 196 pounds. What size shirt do I wear? Small, medium, large, extra large, double X, triple X. What size shirt do I wear? Let's see what they type. What do you think, Black Ram?
I'm gonna go with 6'4", 200. I'm gonna go with double XL.
Okay. Yeah, medium, large, XL, large, medium, XL, large, medium. Okay. This is a small.
Small.
6'4", 200 pounds. Some guys say you're a slim, bro. I actually am overweight for my height. But even if you use the body mass index, this is another thing. Fit over fashion. So let's just take some of those people. Before I understood style, I would have bought this in an XL because, mama used to buy my clothes because women buy 73% of men. Women buy 73% of men's clothing. Mama bought you your stuff so you could grow into it. So you still buying stuff that don't fit, doesn't fit you right. So what ends up happening? Your stuff doesn't fit you right. So it's not looking good on you. Baggy clothes make you look younger. So if you're wearing your hood outfit, jeans, t-shirt, Jordans, hoodie, and it's baggy too, You could be 40 years old, you still looking like you 16, 18, 20. And then when somebody roll up on you and treat you like a teenager, you want to get in your feelings, talk about, man, real recognize real, nigga. You gotta respect, put some respect on my name. Well, you looking like a fucking high schooler.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just
Definitely.
size down and everything. I said Donnell couldn't be in there because I work with D. Size down. Here's some takeaways. Your image is your ABCD: appearance, behavior, communication, digital footprint. Prioritize this: fit over fashion,
Fit over fashion.
quality over quantity.
Hmm.
Better to have one quality t-shirt and wash it. People are like, why would you spend $40 on a t-shirt? I wear the shirt, I wash the shirt, care of my clothes, so they take care of me. Do you take men take care of things they value? Would you agree, Black Ram?
Absolutely.
You bought the first car you bought with your own hard-earned money. How many times did you wash it?
Almost weekly.
Did you do it in front of people?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So men take care of things they value. You value that car. You took care of your baby. You did the seats and
Mm-hmm.
everything, armor all the tires, all
Yep.
that shit, right?
Mm-hmm. All of that.
Carry your ass to the mall this weekend and see how many men are dressed like fifth graders.
And I see
Just,
that a lot. I see that a lot.
you know why? Because manhood is under so much attack today. Men don't value themselves.
Men do not value themselves. Absolutely.
So it is inherent in our DNA to take care of things we value. We don't value the thing we see the most every day in the mirror. And that is what I seek to change. When men are the best versions of themselves, the world is a better place. Relationships are happier, kids are happier, everything is better. When the man you see every goddamn day in the mirror is the best version of you, regardless as to how much money you make. You ain't heard me talk about a brand yet
True.
because it's not about a brand. It's not about a brand. It's about a philosophy that I need to value me because that makes everything better. You love your children, put your value yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Dress yourself appropriately so when you happen to run into somebody, let's say you run into somebody, I get more business dressed the way I'm dressing, smelling good because people are like, "Ooh, you smell good." Yeah. What are you wearing? Oh, I'm wearing Aqua di Gio Profumo, the best fragrance on the planet, designer fragrance on the planet, period. Oh, wow, that smells so good. How do you know about that? Well, I'm an image consultant. That's what I do. Really? What is that? Blah, blah, blah. Oh, you know what? I may need to do, I may need to get in contact with you. I
Mm-hmm.
got story upon story upon story about how just dressed like this starts a conversation with a complete stranger that may lead into business, a contact, a networking opportunity, or just a good interaction. Pulled over, driving a cop pulled me over.
Mm-hmm.
Got story upon story where you know the outcome could have been vastly different, but because I treat myself with respect, it also enables me to treat other people with respect. I see brothers walking down the street who'd be boondocks mean mugging, and
Mm-hmm.
hey bro, how you doing? Oh man, oh what's up man? Because I like me. I like who I am. I'm in a better mood. See, that's why I wanted to come over here because I know the brothers really got a lot of stuff pushing us down. And ain't nobody coming to talk to us. They saying, you know what, just stiff up a lip, get on your grind, get on your purpose. Ain't nobody talking to you. Ain't nobody teaching you. Uh-uh. I was raised by a single mother. I was raised in the damn coven in the church. I done simped. I got all that stuff going on. And I want to show you how you can do better at this level. You ain't got to wait till you become fantasy rich. No, right now. Right now, you can live your best life each and every day. And every day is better than the next one because you look in the mirror and you want to treat yourself like that car we just talked about because you're your most important possession.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Shout out for the super chat, C. Douglas. We also have Alpha Male Strategies.
What up, AMS, babe? My dog. So I want to come. I typically don't look at the comment section.
Mm-hmm.
Brother says cops don't care what you have on. If they want to shoot you, they will. Brother, let me tell you something. Um, in the extreme sense, I can't argue with you. But if you carry yourself a certain way, how come we didn't have the same amount of stuff going on in the 50s, 60s, 70s, and early 80s when men actually used to put clothes on to go to church, go to work, go to school? There's just no, prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. I wish I had a moderator wrench. I would post a link to a BuzzFeed article where a young black man in LA who is a millennial who hates dressing up. He thinks it's simping. He thinks it's conforming. All the negative stereotypes, playing the white man's game, all this other kind of stuff. He did an experiment on himself. He dressed one way one week, one way another week, and just wanted to see how differently he got treated. Completely changed his world and view on life. Guys,
Wow.
you determine how people interact with you. The way you're getting treated is the way you are putting yourself out there. It's an outcome. You want a different result. Change what you're doing. See, it's one thing to come on these channels and hear AMS talking about get on your grind, get on your purpose. To hear Black Ram talking about inspiration, give you all. But at the end of the day, you're gonna have to make a decision to do something different. Insanity is doing the same thing and expecting a different result. I came here to give brothers, you know, $300 an hour advice for free
Mm-hmm.
to help them make some changes in their lives to get better outcomes. I get emails daily telling me how these things have changed their life, but then I also see men in the chat rooms who, instead of looking at the positive comments or anything else like that, still want to believe, yeah, man, what you're talking about is some bullshit. Okay, I will say this: prove me wrong. Do what I say, and then prove me wrong. And I've yet to have that happen.
Absolutely. Shout out to J Love for the super chat. Um, that's a key thing there. You mentioned conformity
Mm-hmm.
and the whole idea of playing the game of the European.
Okay.
And I have to say, to a degree now, that was once my thinking.
Right.
However, as I've become older and I sought to set myself apart to be dignified, to be more introspective, to be more of an example,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna just cut to the chase. To be a grown man
Yep.
with a grown man style. I got to a point where I didn't want to look like what I would like to call a gate jumper.
Yep.
A gate, GATE, a gate jumper, which is a guy who, like you mentioned earlier, 30, 40, 50 years old, but dressing like a juvenile. That's
Mm-hmm.
not the image that I wanted to portray because that's not how I looked at myself. So I wanted to set myself apart from most men in my neighborhood and the area that I once resided in, to set myself apart from that type of, I want to say, thug style and sports style
Mm-hmm.
culture. And I think for a lot of black men,
Mm-hmm.
there's not enough distinguished grown men. So when you see a distinguished grown man with a grown man style, I think we're almost forced to think negatively. Now they talk about conformity. Isn't it conformity when you're wearing an image that says, "Hey, look at me. I'm a little boy. I'm a thug." I think that's more conformity. Dressing
Well,
like a youngster when you're a grown man, dressing like a street thug, than it is for a man to have a grown man style. So I
well,
think the opposite now.
mm-hmm.
That's conformity. The baggy pants, the sagging pants, and the Air Force Ones or the Jordans.
Well, and you're still going to see the same comments. Guys back in the 50s and 60s still swinging trees. Yeah, but when you think back to your grandparents' generation, Go back and look at the times that we herald as being great. Go look in the 60s and 50s where black men still hung in trees, and go look at the men that were in college. You're going to see that on the college campus, they had on their slacks, their loafers, a button-up shirt, cardigan sweater, going to class. They were going to business class, they dressed appropriately. See, we like to talk about, I ain't selling out to them playing the white man's game and such and so forth. But also, so what you're deciding to do is you're gonna go ahead and make it 10 times harder. And okay, cool. But when you lose, when you don't get the outcomes, when you don't get the job, you don't get the promotion, you don't get the outcomes, you cannot then go in turn say the white man's keeping me down.
Mhm.
No. You watch the Game of Thrones?
Yes.
Okay. I say most black men are like the Starks.
Mm-hmm.
Ned Stark had his morals and his principles, so much so that he went and told Cersei, I'm going to go tell your husband that you've been fucking your brother and all his kids ain't his. But I know you're a diabolical bitch, but I'm going to go ahead and give you a few hours to get your shit and leave. And he really thought because he was the hand of the king, because he was noble, such and so forth, that was going to protect him. What happened with him? Head got cut off
Mm-hmm.
because the Lannisters play the game. The Starks don't. Like it or not, I'm gonna just say this. If you look at history from a macro level, go all the way back to the beginning of written history back in ancient Egypt, there was a ruling class and a serving class. There were masters and slaves. Like it or not, we were born in a time to where slavery was just a couple of 100 years ago. We took a major L in slavery.
Major L.
We are 12 to 15% of a population. We lost. It is their country, their rules. You don't want to play the European man's game? Okay, well, go to your majority country that looks like you. And guess what? Those people want to come over here. The truth is, so many men so many men don't like the masculine image because a lot of us are raised by our mamas.
Yeah.
We got, you know, one of the first things I tell a lot of my clients is we need therapy because my grandfather had a fourth grade education, but you know what? He was a truck driver and a mechanic. But every memory I have of my grandfather, he dressed like a man. He didn't, guys dressed like men. But only in the last 30 years since mama, and this is not dissing the women, please don't take it that way. What I'm just saying is when men are raised by women, we don't have masculine ideals. So when we talk about anything manhood or male related, we end up projecting against things that we see that are logical. You know, image is important.
Mm-hmm.
You know, his image is important. And you know that there is a better way to get better outcomes to do things. And there is no logical reason to do things a way that's not going to potentially benefit you just to say, you know what, I'm keeping it real and they ain't gonna get me to conform. Because at the end of the day, if you're still conforming to that other style, you're conforming. A non-decision and it is a decision.
Mm-hmm.
And see, we make it far too complicated. All this stuff, all this, deep thought and why it is. I don't deal with why it is. I deal with the fact that it is.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell you, this is what it is. And if you don't want to do anything different, cool. But you need to accept. You need to accept the outcomes you get. It's on you.
Absolutely. Let me shout out super chat. Jack from he posts, says, Kevin Samuels, is all of this information, wait a minute, is all of this information went over on your channel? Question mark. So I
Um,
want, go ahead.
yeah. Like I said, unlike in most of the other style channels, I do live streams 3 times a week: Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday at 9 p.m. Central Standard. And I have over 500 videos on my channel.
Mm.
Uh, it's a repository. You know, the stuff on my channel, people in the real world, I mean, people in not in the real world, but out here, they pay for. So it's there to be used. Use it as a library. Uh, there's everything from that basic ABCD, how to prepare for an interview, how to build a wardrobe, how to get 20 some odd days worth of clothing out of 9 items, how to get $5,000 worth of clothing for $500.
Wow.
Where to shop, how to shop, what to do. I've done the work, but you gotta put it into practice.
Absolutely. Donnell says, you don't clean up your image for anyone else, you do it for you.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, Donnell. You do it for you. And
Yeah.
self image is important.
Mm-hmm.
You want to display what you have on the inside. And that's one of the reasons why um, learning from your channel on why image and style is important, because I have something on the inside that I want to portray. Uh, and that's to be a distinguished
Mm-hmm.
um, black man,
So,
one who demands respect and dignity. And I have to say it, we
mhm,
all dress down.
mhm,
I'm not saying that a guy not gonna go to the basketball court, man, with his baseball cap on.
mhm,
But there has to be a time when you want to portray a strong masculine frame.
mhm.
And yes, you're going to do it primarily for yourself, but there are always other black men watching. And as
Yes.
an introspective black man of reform, keyword there, reform.
Mhm.
Reform. Reform in what? One of the things we have to reform is our image.
Yes.
Now, we don't do it just to keep the cops off our back.
Mm-mm.
We don't do it just to attract women. If that's a perk, if that's a byproduct of it, fine, but that's not the intent. The intent is making a change and representing something more than street style or street culture
Let me
or
close it.
street mentality.
Just a second. Let me step off for a second. I need to close this window.
Okay. So we want to represent something a little bit more than the negative, stereotypical image of a black man in America. We want to be more than just that. And I'm just made 40 years old. I want to be a grown man.
Well,
Can't be a little boy all your life. Go ahead.
you said something about portray the image of a distinguished black man. And that's the whole thing. Image at the end of the day is about showing who you are on the inside, on the outside. So, how does distinguished walk? How does distinguished talk? What does distinguished eat? What does distinguished drive? What kind of bed does distinguished sleep in?
Oh
How
yeah.
does distinguished write an email?
Mm-hmm.
That's your personal brand.
Personal
So
brand.
you can be distinguished on the basketball court. You can be distinguished in the swimming pool. You can be distinguished anywhere you go. And guess what? Because that's who you authentically are, you'll portray that in everything you do. And it wouldn't matter if you got on a ball cap, Jordans, or a suit, you're still distinguished. People tell me you're dressed up. You always are dressed up. Even when you dress down, you dressed up. What they're really saying is you're consistent. You're consistent so much so that I don't even really worry about what I see on the outside. I can really just focus on who you are. And at the end of the day, so that's what image really comes down to. Moving what people see over here so they can end up seeing the real you. Now, if you people who say that doesn't matter, who I am on the inside matters, I'm give you the same example I give everybody. When I go to college campuses, and a lot of times when I go to an HBCU, I know I'm getting a different energy from the crowd. And I say, okay, imagine you find yourself, you wake up and you're in a jail cell in Texas, and you up on triple murder charges. You didn't killed the mayor's wife, his daughter, and his dog. That's what they're saying. Now, you go on before the judge, and he's known as the hanging judge. You go on to trial. You need somebody to defend you. Your mother, your pastor, your homeboy, your daddy, uh, your fraternity members, your church group. Everybody tell you, we got this attorney. He wants to defend you. He's the best. He's the best attorney out here. He graduated top of his class from Stanford. He went to Harvard, was the president of Harvard Law Review. He's actually argued before the Supreme Court. He's never lost a case. He wants to defend you. Your life is on the line. Then he walks into the jail cell to introduce himself, and he got on a Jimi Hendrix kind of tie-dye t-shirt, some kind of distressed jeans with some holes in them, some Jesus sandals, some black fingernail polish on his fingernails, studded bracelets, kind of like some emo hair. Do you want that man defending you?
Nope. You want a distinguished gentleman defending you
Wait,
because
wait, wait. No, why not?
oh, because that image, somebody coming there looking like any old thing, representing you says a lot about you.
But I just told you all of his accomplishments,
Mm-hmm.
all the stuff he's done, his
Mm-hmm.
character. He came highly referred. He's the bomb.
Mm-hmm.
All the stuff that we always walk around talking about is important. But just like that, you
Mm-hmm.
said no.
because he doesn't look like he has all of those things.
So you mean image is more important than all that other shit? Because if you don't get over image, all that other shit don't matter.
Yeah, I have to admit it.
So when men who are Ipmore or MGTOW or otherwise inclined say, you know what, it don't matter. It all that matters is I'm a good dude. I make a lot. I got all these other things. My image don't matter. Remember that shit. It does matter.
It does matter. It does.
I have yet to have somebody sit back and say, damn. And usually when I do that in front of a group of people, the person's sitting there nodding their head. See, we online right now, but you was nodding your head as soon as I said Jimi Hendrix tie-dye t-shirt. You're like, oh, hell no. Jimi Hendrix? You're going to get me killed.
Mm-hmm.
So
when thinking about, I'm sorry, go ahead, Kevin.
So that's the point. And that's how quickly image hits us. See, and it's because it's in our primitive brain. We are social creatures. We have to make decisions about each other. Do you watch The Walking Dead?
Yes.
If you had to say, what's the bigger threat to your existence? Is it the zombies or is it other groups of people?
Other groups of people, for sure.
Wait a minute. There's millions of zombies who want to kill, steal, and destroy. It's fewer people.
Mm-hmm.
But the zombies aren't the issue. It's other people. Why? Because when you see a zombie, you know what's up. You've already said danger, Will Rogers, danger, leave. But when you see another person, another group, are they good or are they bad? What are their intentions? All these calculus goes on. That's image.
Mm-hmm. That's image. Absolutely, that's image. You know, thinking about image and thinking about style and thinking about distinguished gentlemen. You know, when I thought about the idea of swag as a young boy, I never, and even as a grown man now, when I think of swag, of course we think of charisma, and of course we don't understand that image and style has a role to play in that. But when I see a Lil Wayne or a Young Thug or a Future, or whoever the latest rapper is, I don't see charisma there. In my mind, and maybe it's just my opinion, maybe this is how I was raised and people I looked up to at a point in time. But when I think of charisma, when I think of style and image and a distinguished look, a distinguished gentleman, and I remember in the hood, people thought that this may have been weak. But I'm thinking of Sidney
Poitier.
Yeah. I mean, you can't think of a more masculine. Right. Because I think what the tendency is when a guy dresses well, we tend to think that that's a feminine thing. Mm-hmm. But I'm thinking of Sidney Poitier. I'm thinking about a Denzel Washington. I'm thinking about a Harry Belafonte. I'm thinking about a Sammy Davis Jr. Mm-hmm. I mean, even modern. I'm thinking about a guy like Idris Elba. Right. Distinguished gentleman, still masculine. Right. And a lot of times, Sidney Poitier wasn't flamboyant. Mm-mm. You're not talking about flamboyance here. Minimal. And I think that's the key. There's a difference between someone that's peacocking and looking to attract attention. And I think sometimes when we talk as men, we get our phrases, our terms, and our ideals mixed up. We're not talking about a flamboyant style to try to attract attention from females with nice and big, bright colors and just extravagance. We're not talking about that. We're talking about maintaining a masculine frame and masculine style to set yourself apart, right, from those who are opposite of that.
So when you talk about, when I talk about back in the 50s and 60s, Sidney Poitier is one of the examples I use. It was just simple, elegant, masculine, timeless. That's all it really was. And we talk about Lil Wayne and all these people, they're playing a brand. They're playing a character. But one of the things I find is most ironic is Black folks have always been survivors. We can make $1 out of 15 cents like nobody's business. We lead culture. And the funny thing is, if we really just tuned into who we were naturally, we would be at the front of image and style. But funny thing is, cultural programming has gotten Black folks in general to actually not use their God-given ability to their best advantage. The stuff that we are naturally stylish, fly image, we are actually not using it and other people are beating us because they're using something we're naturally good at.
Naturally good at, absolutely.
Naturally. Well, I mean, who the best? You go to churches, you go to a choir, you go to a church. We got the best choirs, we got the best restaurants. Everything the black folks decide to do, we do well. So if other guys can say, you know what, from a genetic standpoint, they're taller, bigger, stronger, faster. Oh my God, if they ever got their image together and really start just dressing the part and
Wow.
acting the part, we wouldn't be able to compete.
Mm.
But
Yeah.
if I can keep them in arguing with each other and talking about the merits of wearing, hoodies and baggy clothes and sagging instead of just being, classically dressed, appropriately dressed, and having some balance. Whew, cool, cool. Stay over there. Stay over. Keep doing that. Keep doing that.
Hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely. So another question I have, when is it appropriate to wear a suit?
Mm, okay. Um, First off, let's start with one thing. Every man needs to own one well-fitting dark suit. It should be charcoal gray, almost black. I prefer you to go get it custom made, even if you wear it once a year. Stick it in the back of your closet and forget it. When
Mhm.
is it appropriate to wear a suit? As often as possible, in my opinion.
Okay.
Um, Most of us, you have to have a uniform. A suit is not going to be appropriate for a lot of people's work. If you work blue collar, you can't wear a suit. You're probably wearing some sort of uniform to work. So your uniform when you're away from your job, this is a uniform. White t-shirt, jeans, double monk strap shoes. This is a uniform. Um, Now, would I need to walk around in a suit on your off days? No. I think guys should wear suits to church. I think you should wear a suit anytime you're going out somewhere. I would prefer men to wear suits when they're going out on dates, at least a jacket. Because here's the thing, guys are, especially when they're dating, you hear women talking about, or guys talking about they want a higher quality woman. Why women often talk about, you know what, you want a 92 octane woman? I'm tired of guys being dressed like little boys.
Hmm.
Um, I'll tell you honestly, with these jeans I'm wearing right here, I could wear a button-up shirt and throw in a blazer, and people think I'm in a suit. Happens all the time. Image is it's not necessarily about having. And let me back this up. The reason a lot of times guys don't like to wear suits is because again, mama bought your clothing. You got the you got the worst fitting suit possible. It didn't breathe right. It didn't hang right. You didn't get the right outcome. So I was like, I don't want to wear this. A good suit should fit as comfortable as your jogging pants. Good shoes, my shoes that I'm wearing right now are more comfortable than my running shoes. I'm still not talking about spending a lot of money. I'm talking about if you get good quality and it fits right, you will have a completely different experience. Men in general have a negative experience with dressier clothes
Hmm.
because men didn't buy them. Mama bought them. And
Hmm.
mama bought the cheapest, biggest, or whatever. She dressed you to look cute. If your dad would have taken you to the tailor, he would have dressed you for an outcome. And this is one of the this is one of the big failings of the last 50 years that men haven't been teaching other young men the importance of image and passing down how to shave, how to shine shoes, how to tie a tie, how to tie a bow tie, how to make sure you look cool in whatever you're wearing. You got women at the forefront doing what they had to do. So there's a big disconnect there. So overall, I would say make it real simple. Wear a suit whenever you get a chance and see how people treat you. Now you don't have to have on a tie. You can actually wear a suit with just a button-up shirt. and a pocket square.
Hmm.
Casual, cool.
Wow. Now you mentioned earlier about certain color combinations. Can you go over those one more time? The best color combinations. In fact, I think somebody actually put that in the chat. What are some of the best color combinations for a man to wear?
Classic masculine style monochrome: black, white, gray, navy blue, and then like brown, like variations of brown. If you go, most of the time you'll see me, I'll be in black and white. Um, and if I'm wearing blue, it'll be dark blue, because these are simple colors, not a lot of patterns, not extremely colorful, and it and you have to ask yourself, if someone were to take a picture of me right now and go back and juxtapose it across from any group of men from any previous decade, would I look massively out of place?
No, not with those color combinations.
Because that's classic masculine style. See,
Yeah.
as far as men, there are very few things men can actually do to change our overall appearance. We can change our shoes, we can change our eyewear. Well, we can talk about that and accessorize it. Um, Everything is basically a template. So when you get the basic template, lots of crisp, I mean, white, crisp button up cotton shirts, great t shirts, a black v neck cashmere sweater, a nice blazer, a well cut dark suit, the five basic shoes that you should own, a nice fitting jeans, no bootleg, no tear up, all this other stuff, you know, a nice pair of dress pants. You got a wardrobe.
Hmm. I have a controversial question,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm gonna first pose it to my audience. Somewhat controversial. Controversial to me because maybe I have some phobias about this. So
Okay.
I'm gonna ask the audience first before you answer because I'm gonna pose a question to you. So to the audience, men, do you gentlemen in the comments section in the um, chat, do you men typically wear sandals? If you wear sandals, throw a number one in the chat. If you do not wear sandals, throw a number two in the chat. All about sandals. I want to see what some of the responses are. Again, number one, if you're wearing sandals. Number two, if you're not. And again, if you just tuned in, you're listening to Black Ram 313 in a live therapy session. We're talking about image and style with the brother Kevin Samuels, a professional image and style consultant. Subscribe to his channel, support the brother and his great work that he's doing over at his YouTube channel by the name Kevin Samuels. So we look like we got a bunch of ones and twos, but I think I've seen more twos than ones.
Okay. So one was yes and the two was no.
Yes, one was yes, two is no.
Okay. Uh, for everybody that says yes, no. Here's the caveat: sandals, flip flops. If you're within 50 feet of some water,
Mm-hmm.
like a pool, or you're gonna be out on a beach somewhere, then fine. But wearing flip flops or sandals or anything like that, no. First off, no one. It's not overtly masculine.
Thank you, Kevin. One second, brother Kevin. Thank you, because I've always had a problem wearing sandals, but
Mhm.
women would always try to encourage me to wear sandals, and I
Because
was
they think
never
it's cute.
comfortable. Exactly, never comfortable. Now on the beach, I understand, but I was never comfortable
And it's not
showing my
practical.
toes.
Well, and it's not overtly masculine. We're not back in biblical times, so let's miss that. It's not overtly masculine. Two,
Mhm.
nobody wants to see your jacked up, ugly male feet. It's just no. That's why I said one of the five shoes. One was called a driver. A driver, which is if you think like of a boat shoe or something like that. Something was called a dockside or a boat shoe. That's what a driver is for. It's what you wear with shorts. Number two, well, number one, it's not overtly masculine. Two, nobody wants to see you ugly toes. Three, it's highly impractical. You get pulled out, something happened on the side of the road, and you got to change your tire. You want to be out there in flip flops and sandals. You got to do some walking. You want to be in flip flops and sandals. You got to bust out running. You want to be in some flip flops and sandals. No, 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 no. Now, are there exceptions? Yes, you're on vacation. You're in the Bahamas. You're wearing a nice linen outfit. You're wearing linen and you're out. Sure, there are sandals to be worn, but they need to be high quality, nice leather with a substantial, with the right kind of sole on. Just general flip flops, nah. Now, people talk about in the house, that's a different thing. But even in the house, I prefer to wear a loafer. There's like a velvet loafer I wear around the house. You ever think back in the 50s where guys would have the smoking jackets
I
and
know
you had your
exactly.
house shoes? Yeah, man. See, and those cool little touches are make your life so much better. You sitting around in your cool house shoes and they're comfortable as hell. You just sitting there doing your thing, but you look down and you like it. You're like, man, that's kind of fly. Just like taking care of your car, you gotta take care. You gotta take chance. You gotta take every opportunity to reconfirm that you're a bad motherfucker.
My man. Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
Should men accessorize wristbands, scarves, um, accessories, jewelry?
Uh, yes and no. It all depends on style, personality. So now we're getting to a different subject. Um, there are, in my opinion, there are 7 classical style personalities, but I say there are about 9. The corporate powerhouse, um, the prepster, all American, which is like a derivation on corporate powerhouse, the bad boy, player, flirt, hip hop street artist, rugged kind of adventurer, European, and I'm missing one out. So all these different style personalities.
Wait. Time out, brother Kevin. Time out. Time out. Time out.
Mhm.
Man, I had no idea that there were so many layers and levels to this. I have
Well,
never heard that before.
okay, let's use Outcast. What was that dude, Farnsworth Bentley? Remember
Yes,
him? Okay,
I remember him.
Farnsworth Bentley. What do you remember about him? What did he
I
used to?
I remember his style. I remember how he dressed.
Did he wear ties?
If I'm not mistaken, I believe it was bow ties.
Okay. Did he wear sweater vests?
I believe so. Yes.
Kind of shoes he wore, kind of like Bucks, white, brown together.
Yeah. Yeah.
Looked like he just came straight out of Brooks Brothers with some swag.
Yes. Yeah.
Prepster.
Prepster.
So
Wow.
if you took him and called him Brad and you put him on the campus of Princeton or Columbia, would he look appropriate?
Yes. Very much so.
Prepster. Northeast blue blood prepster.
I see.
You're let's say also Ralph Lauren kind of fits into that kind of not Ralph Lauren. So you take Ralph Lauren Polo. Um, let's back up. Rugged. Think of how a guy who lives in Montana, North Dakota, Iowa, the Midwest, who may have a manual labor job, um, flannel shirts, you know, wools, cottons, rugged. He actually has work boots or Timberlands or something like that. He wears North Face gear, that kind of stuff. Rugged. European is what a lot of pushback in the black community because it's focused on slimmer fit, not skinny. There's a difference between skinny and slim, guys. We got to understand that. But European style personality is focused on slimmer fit and accessories. I have much more of a European style personality, so I accessorize. Uh, but it's in a minimal kind of way. Every style personality doesn't need to accessorize. The corporate powerhouse, he's going to accessorize by wearing a Rolex watch. Why is he wearing a Rolex? Not because he needs to tell the time. He's wearing a Rolex because he's telling you I'm the CEO.
Oh,
I'm the
absolutely.
guy in charge. I'm wearing power bracelets, power tie.
Mm.
Um, the European style personality, if you think about how you would see someone dressed in Italy and France on the French Riviera, They may have on jeans, but then they have on a shirt that's buttoned down a little bit lower. It may have a really nice bold pocket square, different kind of glasses. So it's how you accessorize. Here are the accessories that every man needs to focus on. Your shoes are the foundation of your outfit. Get the shoes wrong, everything fails. It's like building a house on a poor foundation. Women look at shoes, men look at shoes. It communicates status, power, dominance, so many things. Guys focus on putting on a $10,000 suit and put on hush puppy shoes and mess up. Better to walk around in just this simple outfit like I'm wearing right here and have on great shoes. You'll look dressed up. Right now, you see what I'm wearing. I'm always wearing a watch, classically masculine, because even though we have the day of the smartphone, men should wear a watch. I got on a simple cuff bracelet, just simple. As far as glasses, as far as accessories, one of the few ways a man can change how he looks is facial stuff, because we really can't change our hair. We don't wear makeup. You can either have facial hair or no facial hair. But glasses, these glasses that I'm wearing communicate something completely different than these glasses.
Wow. I see that. Completely different.
And that communicates something completely different than these glasses.
Truly.
They all pass the white t-shirt test. As far as sunglasses, one of the most critical parts of every man's outfit, spring and summer wear. Cool sunglasses are mandatory.
Mandatory. Absolutely.
Mandatory. So I don't, dang. Sorry, my phone is ringing. Mandatory. Great sunglasses, and I want you to put some money into your sunglasses. And a lot of guys are like, I don't want to spend a lot of money on sunglasses. I'll lose them. Grow up. These glasses right here have gotten me, again, dress for outcomes. If you can check I have a video about eyewear, such and so forth on my channel. But these are the accessories. So those are the basic accessories: shoes, watch, maybe a bracelet. If you want to wear a ring, wedding ring, don't go overboard. But the number one accessory that every man needs to wear every single day:
Cologne.
You're not wearing cologne every day. You are just killing it. This is like, I say, season yourself. You like chicken? I like chicken. I love chicken. If I invite you at my house, say, hey man, you want to come over for chicken? And I put some chicken and I boil some chicken. I boil it and say, hey man, we're gonna have chicken. I boil it, stick it in a pot, stick some potatoes in a pot, stick some green beans in the pot, and I bring it to you. We have chicken, potatoes, green beans, and unsweetened iced tea. Can you eat that? Yes. Can you get full? Yes. Will you likely enjoy the meal? No. You'll get full, but will you crave it and want it again? No. But when you season that chicken the right way, the potatoes the right way, the green beans the right way, put just the right stuff in that tea. Seasoning. This is your seasoning. Every day, need to wear fragrance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Starts conversations. Opens doors for opportunity. Fragrance, fragrance, fragrance. 80 to 90% of the people in the United States do not wear fragrance every day because you've been so conditioned to where I don't want to wear it. I don't want to spray too much. I may offend somebody. Never happens. No. Rarely happens. I'd say I've had it happen once in the last 3 years. What I do have happen though is complete strangers coming up to me. Hey man, no homo, dog. That's cool, man. That's what's up, man. What you wearing, dog? I'm wearing this. Oh man, where'd you get there? Go buy it here, man. It's you can get 70%. Oh, that's what's up. Or you ask, I know this is the It More channel, but I'm gonna tell you something. Guys, you can be an average looking guy and gain 1 to 2 cool points just by wearing cologne. Women's sense of smell is far different than men. I have average looking guys all day long. Women will tell you face to face on the blind study. A man that smells good is more sexy, more attractive. Ask Ron Wills about the shoes. We talked about this. You know, women that gave men play just off the shoes. Look, There's just no downside to it, and you got it in your closet. You have it in your closet, in your bathroom. Thing is, we like to save our stuff. I
Mm,
don't want to waste it. I don't want to use it. Man, every day of your life is that you don't use it, you waste it. You got plenty. Use it. Use it to improve your day each and every day. It's like we don't want to wear our good we don't want to wear our best clothes because we don't want to dirty them up. That's our mama talking.
mhm.
I don't want to wear my clothes. I don't want to use up my. That's your mama talking. So Monday is just Monday instead of a great day. Guess what? You're gonna look back over your life and say, you know what? I missed a lot of opportunities. How many people walked by me who may have just smiled, whether they said something or not? They just might have smiled,
Mhm.
which does something completely different. Imagine if everywhere you went, Black Ram, that people were happy to see you. Everywhere, everywhere.
Mhm.
Starbucks, McDonald's, everywhere you went, they were like, man, every time this guy comes around, he smells so good. I know. Imagine how you would feel if everywhere you went, people smiled at you. Black man,
Mhm.
tell me you would still walk around with such. Uh, the world does not have to change in a macro, but on the micro, your world would change. Well, imagine if every man in general, black man in particular, just started being the best version of himself. They couldn't make enough world star hip hop videos. There would not be enough material for any of these fuck up any of these outlets because we're taking advantage of our image and taking it back.
Mhm.
You can't make us look a certain way if we aren't complicit.
And that is so important. If you're just tuning in, you're listening to Black Round 313 Live with the brother Kevin Samuels, an image and style consultant. And I want to say, a lot of people don't understand, a lot of people who follow my channel and probably even yours and throughout the manosphere, is that what we are offering here is development. What we're after here, whether you're Ibmore, whether you be MGTOW, or just part of the manosphere, what we're offering here, what we're seeking to do here, gentlemen, is to build men up. Well, I know some of you got it all together, fine. But we're trying to build men up, particularly black men. And I invited Kevin Samuels on this channel for that very reason. Yeah, we have our different ideologies in MGTOW, in Ibmore, and throughout the manosphere. However, our goals are the same. We want the
Mm.
best for men. And there are a lot of tools out here in the YouTube manosphere. And Kevin Samuels is unique to the manosphere. He's the only image and style consultant that I know. And what he's saying and what he has to offer is extremely valuable to us. Introspective black men of reform, we believe in being distinguished men, distinguished gentlemen. We believe in holding ourselves with high regard, with dignity and respect, an image and style that commands respect. And this is what you're getting out of Kevin Samuels. Before we wrap it up, brother Kevin, I don't want to keep you too long. Um, I want to ask you about a phrase you use on your channel, um, an acronym, so to speak. We talked about the CIA and the FBI, and then I have a follow up question to that. So,
Okay.
can you explain what the CIA and FBI is? What do those
O-
acronyms mean?
Okay. CIA, you know, the reason I have these acronyms is because we live in a hashtag land, hashtag world. I want guys to be able to have bite sized information that they can use uh, every day. CIA, every man needs to be CIA. Confident. There's no downside to being a confident man. There's no downside to being an intelligent man. And there's no downside to being an assertive man. CIA, confident, intelligent, assertive. It doesn't matter if you're Ibmore, MGTOW, play ladies man, black, white, Asian, Hispanic, other, 4 or 94. Confident, intelligent, assertive. But our converse is women. A lot of women come to the manosphere because have a lot of men who are trying to reclaim manhood, on our man shit. Women like to be around men doing something. But guess what? we need women to be our complementary part. They're our FBI. They're feminine. They're also beneficial or beautiful. Pick one. And they're also inspirational. I want men, CIA men, confident, intelligent, assertive men, want women who are feminine, who are beautiful, and they're inspirational. Yes, I didn't say you got to be fallout fine or whatever, but beauty. Beauty is a statement of who you are inside and out. You can't change your face, but you can definitely change how you dress, ladies, how you carry yourself. Are you walking, talking, carrying yourself like a lady? What's coming out of your mouth? I got videos talking about why men don't approach you. A lot of reasons why men don't approach you is because you're in your masculine energy. That's why I need you to be number one, back in your feminine energy. F, beautiful. B, and then inspirational. Because you want a man to be a man, you want a traditional man, you want him to do all these other things. Well, guess what? He comes first. When he's the best version of himself, the world is a better place. You need to inspire him to stay that way.
Mhm.
So, whether you're a CIA agent, an FBI agent, we're all agents of change.
Absolutely. Very, very, very well spoken and said. Before we go to some questions from the audience, if you have a little time to stick around, I
Mm-hmm.
have one final question for you.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say a guy is going out on a first date to a
Okay.
coffee shop. What would be the schematics, the layout of appropriate wear for a first coffee shop date? Not a dinner date, but a first coffee shop date, if you will.
Okay. Is the what time of day are we talking?
Let's go with late afternoon. Let's say about 3 or 4 p.m.
Are we talking on a weekend or something like
Yes,
that?
weekend. Yes.
Okay. Like I'm dressed right now.
Okay.
You can wear, if you wear a t-shirt, guys, just make sure it fits. Uh, I always like, uh, let's start with first off shoes. Shoes are critical. Women key on your shoes. If you just are not going to if you hate just wearing your dress shoes, um, sneakers, simple, clean sneaker. This could be a white Stan Smith. Period. Dark denim jeans, nice fitting jeans. Guys look great in jeans. Jeans look good on anyone. Don't have any markings, no huge stitching, no huge patterns. Just denim jeans. You want to have a belt on that matches your shoes. Then I prefer button ups. Honestly, you want to have a nice white button up on. Uh, Always works. In the summer times, you can either go with linen, but if you don't have a button up, you can have a t-shirt or you could have a nice polo. I prefer one with a higher collar. If you're my size or thinner, you can wear a Hindley shirt that has like 3 or 5 buttons. Simple, 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 simple. Depending on what kind of coffee shop it is, you always want to have a blazer in your car, whether it's, a corduroy blazer, a camel hair blazer, something like that. If it to me is to be a little bit more upscale of a spot, or if it's just a chill spot, something like this. Because it depends on the temperature outside. Guys, there's just you want to be casual, but you want to be relaxed. You want to be casual, relaxed, but you just want to look classically masculine. And this works for all style personalities. You want to go in commanding respect and putting her directly into her feminine energy and having everybody treat you like the man that you are. You walk in and understand. Inside of 7 seconds, she's going to decide whether or not you a winner or a loser. It's done before you sit down and talk. She's thinking this 11 different assumptions are we can understand your level of attractiveness, your level of sophistication, educational level, assumptions, all of them are assumptions, uh, sex appeal, uh, she's already determined your sexuality, your political affiliation, all these different things are going around and these things stick. After that 7 seconds, she's going to be looking around to see if her assumptions are right. If she thinks you're intelligent and the first word that comes out of your mouth are, hey, how are you? I see, I knew he was intelligent. But if she
Absolutely.
thinks you're not intelligent and you say, hey, how are you? See, he didn't say hello. He said, hey. This is how it works. Putting yourself in the best position to get what it is you want out of life, prioritize your image.
Yep. Prioritize your image. Absolutely. Now, before we let you go, Brother
Mhm.
Kevin, I want to see if the audience has any specific questions
Okay.
related to the subject matter.
Okay.
We had some questions earlier, but of course, you were in the middle of explaining some things, so we couldn't quite get into them. We had quite a few questions earlier. I'm gonna try to roll back through some of them. But, gentlemen, if you have any questions, go ahead and post those in the chat.
Yeah.
And until we get that, the brand of jean, does that really make a difference? Like,
Not
I
really.
like Levi's.
Not really.
Okay.
Um, some people, I mean, not really. They fit.
Okay.
They fit. Um, because honestly, a lot of guys, especially when you wear custom clothing, they can't see.
Hmm.
As long as it fits on you and looks makes you look nice, that's all that matters. And your shoes, that's what most people spend their time looking at. That's why I prioritize your shoes. You can have on a $20 pair of jeans and a $15 t-shirt and look incredible with nice shoes.
Let's see. Let's see.
Um, khakis, shave regiment, questions. So I, if there's a takeaway, guys, there's I would definitely say you have cologne, wear cologne. One of the guys that said, "Oh, I need to know somewhere about where to get a cologne that's not expensive." Go to fragrancenet.com. Buy it online instead of going into your local Macy's, Dillard's, Neiman Marcus, or whatever, paying full price. Go see if they have it online. Have it shipped to you in 2 days, and then I want you to wear it every day. Wear a cologne every day for 30 days, and then come back and tell me, "Nah, that shit didn't do nothing for me." Now you got to make sure you apply it too. You can't just be see a lot of times people are spray cologne psst, and they think you apply cologne. I'm like, no, that's like saying you season your chicken. No, apply here, 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 and here 5 times. One on each side of the neck, one here, one on each wrist, or one in the or on the back of your hands or on your arm somewhere. Give it a chance. Somebody asked, do I dry clean all my clothes? Only the ones that say dry clean. But I will speak about clothing maintenance. Again, like taking care of your car, take care of your clothes, and they'll take care of you. You see that? That's a shoe tree. Every one of your shoes needs to have a shoe tree. The average foot sweats a half a pint of sweat a day.
Wow.
When you take your shoe off, it's deposited right in your shoe. Put the shoe tree in there. It absorbs all that and keeps it smelling fresh. You see that shoe? How old do you think this shoe is? How many years have I had this?
Look like maybe maximum a year.
I had this shoe for 7 years.
Wow.
You take care of your stuff, it'll take care of you. And that's one thing we got to get to as men. And when it becomes just a part of what you do, it doesn't take a lot. See, a lot of reasons why guys don't prioritize the image. You think it's expensive because you're thinking cost instead of value. What I mean by value is how long you're going to have something versus how much you spent for it. If you're going to have this for 10 years and you spent $100 on it, well, that's $10 a year. That's pretty inexpensive. And then taking care of stuff. We don't take care of our shoes. We don't put our clothes on the right kind of hangers. We don't take stuff to the cleaners. Dudes, you can start right now just by ironing your clothes. Take the clothes you have and put some heat on them. Iron what you got.
Hmm.
Iron them. If you got shoes that have shoelaces in them, switch the shoelaces. It's the little things like that. You don't have to go spend hundreds or thousands of dollars. Just make it a priority to where it looks like men think stuff through. Make it look like you thought about it. You pay attention to detail. Put your clothes on and forget it. You ain't walking around being a peacock or playing a role. You're out just being Black Ram or Chemical JDZ or anybody else in the chat room. That's what it comes down to. You're not actually playing a role. This is who you legitimately are. What are quality brands? There's only one brand I'm going to throw out here, and that's a brand of shoe. And I think that it's the best brand for the value, for the dollar value. It's called Magnani. Magnani makes the best shoe for the value, and they're the best style, and they fit more style personalities. More guys have actually got start wearing these shoes and realize that, man, that's great. See, it doesn't matter what the brand is. If it's under 150 bucks, it could be Flourish and Stacey Adams, Aldo, Cole Haan, Kenneth Cole, you name it. If it's 100 under $150, it's probably going to be genuine leather, which means hamburger instead of filet.
Mm.
Genuine leather is the cheapest, hardest, worst parts. They call it genuine because it's a good word, but what they're saying is bad shit. The soles are going to be, um, it's going to be glued on, even though it has the stitching around it. That's a lie. They're going to make it look like it was stitched together, handmade, but that's a lie. They just glued it together. The sole is not going to be Goodyear welded. The heel is going to have like cardboard or uh, caulking or something in there. So when you wear them, they're not going to be comfortable. They're not going to feel right. And you're like, man, these are uncomfortable. First thing you want to do when you get to the house is kick them off. First thing you want to do when you get home is kick your dress shoes off. You got some bad dress shoes. Go get yourself sized, guys. I know you think you know what size you are. Go to Men's Warehouse, Joseph A. Banks, somewhere and go get your size. You are not small, medium, large. You're a 16, 34, 35. You are a 40 long or a 40 regular. I ask you your shoe size. You're not a 10 in some shoes, 11 in another. No, you're a 10. You go get your sizes. All these things cost no money. But then if you actually focus on the fit more than anything else, fit over fashion, wear the stuff that's in your closet that works, the stuff that doesn't fit, sell it on eBay or give it to Goodwill, tax write off. It's priorities.
Okay. Let me see if we can take just a couple more questions. Let's see what we have here. Somebody mentioned summer wear.
Okay.
Um, can you talk a little bit about what a person would dress in the heat?
Well, one thing that I think a lot of guys get use out of is a Panama hat. It's like that straw kind of hat.
Oh yeah.
Panama hats, um, linen. Linen is your friend. Simple linen button-up shirt. You can roll. It can be long sleeve. You can roll it up to where it be short sleeve. Linen is your friend in the summer. Um, Again, you'll be wearing lots of t-shirts because that's just an integral part of a guy's wardrobe. But it's a different kind of t-shirt you'll wear in the summertime than you'll wear in the fall and winter. It'll be a little thinner, but you don't want it to be see-through to where they can see you. Um, you will also change the kind of fragrance you wear. You won't be wearing stuff that's so sweet or like leathery. You'll be wearing stuff like that's really light citrus, um, stuff that not very heavy. I'm assuming that the temperatures will be 90 plus where you are. So, you want to be able to dress comfortable, but you still want to be masculine. Somebody said cargo shorts, kill yourself. No, no cargo shorts, no cargo pants. Multiple pockets, and I'm just kidding, fam, but multiple pockets and stuff like that on stuff. Guys, you got to think of that doesn't, no, you're not, carrying stuff in those pockets. Um, Again, fit needs to be about, it needs to fit your body. You don't want to have a bunch of extraneous stuff. I don't want to get into the architectural style, but you just want the lines to lay right. Um, so as far as somebody asked about hangers, Go to Walmart, get you a 20-pack of wooden hangers for $5. Put your dress shirts on wooden hangers. Put your pants on pant hangers. Put your t-shirt. I prefer wooden hangers. Plastic hangers, that was what we used in college. Wire hangers are what your stuff comes home from in the cleaners.
Wow. You definitely have a wealth of knowledge, man.
I told you it's gonna be deep, man.
Man, I've never, ever, ever heard these things. And now I'm thinking, like, well, without a guy like you out here, Kev, how in the world would most men know any of these things?
Well, that's why I turned around and did this because most guys don't. Most of this stuff does get passed on. So you can't expect men to change something that they don't even understand is important. I mean, we've been dressing ourselves since we were 2 years old. We know how to put on pants and a shirt, but that's dressing for function. We're just covering ourselves. We're dressing for outcome. To be covering yourself and being distinguished in everything you do are two different things. I'm a firm believer in this. Men everywhere, black men too, will do different things when they have the information and understand why they should do it.
Mhm.
Now, there are always going to be outliers of people who are going to be like, I'm just not going to do that, but they're more rebellious. But the average guy, give them the information and they will want to know more. Typically, what ends up happening is when I come to a channel that really doesn't talk about this kind of stuff, it lights a fire. And guys are like, well, you know what? I didn't think it was that involved. I want to know more. And
Mhm.
then start realizing that you don't have to know everything I know. You just got to know why it's important, what you need, how to get it, how to keep it, and keep it moving. Let me be the pro.
Mhm. Excellent, excellent, excellent. You were listening to Black Realm 313 live with image and style, professional and consultant brother Kevin Samuels. There are a lot of questions in the chat. Go over to his channel and subscribe, subscribe, subscribe.
Cool.
Support the brother's work, what he's doing over there. Again, these forums exist for you guys. So all of the questions that you have for him, go over to his channel. He does. You do a live stream how often, brother Kevin?
I do them scheduled Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. But I'm good to pop up at any given time. So just hit the notification, brother. And tonight, actually, I'm going to be over with Brother X on the Prophet of
Oh,
Thought.
brother X, absolutely. Shout out to
I
brother Xavier.
think at 9:30, so in about an hour and a half. So yeah, guys, understand something. We just scratched the surface here. When I was on with Donovan Sharp and on other platforms, again, it's not as complicated as we've gotten into. It's something that all you can do on any budget at any stage of your life. But it is the one thing that will have the most direct impact on your outcomes right now. It's like saying I want to get in the gym and I want to get in better shape. That's a process.
Hmm.
Ironing your clothes and putting on some cologne changes your day tomorrow. And
Absolutely.
that's what I want for you guys to go actually get out there and say, you know what, I'm going to do this, so I'm going to do that, and I'm going to do it consistently for 30 days, and then to see how it works, and just keep doing it.
Absolutely. I want to thank you, brother Kevin, for coming on and sharing your expertise,
Oh, no
your
problem, man.
wisdom, and your knowledge with the brotherhood. And we really appreciate that. I myself, and I'm sure all of the gentlemen that are watching now, that they appreciate it as well.
Cool.
And I'd like to thank all my moderators and everybody who stopped by, everybody who donated to the super chat. And hopefully we'll do this again. Brother Kevin, I just want you to stand by just for a second
Okay.
after I end this live stream. Again, thank you and thank everybody for tuning in and listening. This has been Black Ram 313 with Brother Kevin Samuels. Thank you guys for watching. Again, thank you to the moderators. And we are out of here. Peace.
Peace.